UK manufacturing offers real opportunity. UK manufacturing can deliver long-term stability to the British economy with a real regional balance. The sector is enjoying an unprecedented limelight in recent months, and it is important to build on that to re-establish more manufacturing activities in the UK. The ongoing success of manufacturing within the UK is essential for the future prosperity of the nation. The UK has many world-class companies and real strengths to build on. With an excellent science base and a commitment to cross-border trade, UK manufacturing has the potential to grow to an even greater extent. Over the next 30 minutes, this programme will highlight the work being undertaken by organisations very much at the coalface in reviving the manufacturing industry.
The company was set up in 2001 in Sheffield, and we relocated to the northeast in 2003 as a response from our large manufacturing clients up in this area to base ourselves here. We employ around about 30 people delivering high technology solutions which are designed to improve the productivity and profitability of those organisations. We provide a wide range of innovative world-class inventory management solutions to industry, all designed to provide reductions in consumption and ultimately spend of those organisations to make them more profitable.
We've taken a very innovative approach to existing methodologies and ways of doing things. And one of the key things I think we've been able to do is take the best of what was established within the UK, say vending technologies, which are quite prevalent throughout manufacturing and engineering industries. And we've added more technology, more methodologies for potential cost savings. Taking one technology and another and increasing the profitability and the functionality of that device has really seen us be able to compete at a world level.
The company was founded by David Squire, my father, in 1973. My two sons have now joined the company and are looking to continue with the family business. I took over as MD of Echte Precision Products 5 years ago. Echte Precision Products provides jigs and fixtures, press tools, mold tools, precision engineering for all market sectors.
Here at Echte Precision Products, we manufacture mold tools, jig tools, various fixtures. We're a third-tier supplier. We predominantly work in the manufacturing industry across the automotive, defence sectors, and we offer a complete turnkey service from design through to manufacturing commissioning of tooling.
Sigma Ground Solutions was founded in 2007. We initially were based in Bishop Stortford in Hertfordshire. As we've grown, we've moved to Great Dunmow and then on to a new business unit at Stansted Airport. We started manufacturing our first products in 2007, shortly after founding the business, and we launched our first product in Europe in 2008. We've followed on with 2 or 3 other major products since 2007, and we have a portfolio of 3 products, main core products that we manufacture.
Arberg started its life in the early 1950s. In 1954, a gentleman by the name of Carl Hale developed a small vertical machine for the encapsulation of camera leads between the flash bulb and the camera. In those days, they were manufactured in metal with the inherent problem of shorting out in damp and humid conditions. He developed the machine that could then encapsulate the sockets in polymer, or in plastic, as we more commonly call it. So it was really a case of necessity as the mother of invention.
Arberg have been making moulding machines since 1954, initially as an insert moulding machine, but then latterly they make machines up to 500 tons for all different applications. Arberg gave a presence in the UK in 1992 and started a subsidiary in Warwick where we offer the service and support and sales for our customers in the UK.
Arberg manufacture injection moulding machines for the plastics industry. We manufacture fully hydraulic, hybrid machines and fully electric machines for the injection moulding, the plastics injection moulding industry. The machines themselves are in different configurations. That's vertical, in vertical mode, in horizontal mode, and for many different sectors worldwide.
There is a need for government investment in business R&D across manufacturing companies. A large proportion of the UK's medium and large-scale companies are foreign-owned, and government needs to encourage them to invest in the long term. it's crucial that the UK supports small manufacturing companies to grow and potentially collaborate to compete and win business. It is also necessary that UK manufacturing supports job creation across the regions and therefore improves the regional economic balance, achieved through the promotion of all the manufacturing sectors and by building on individual regional strengths.
The UK led the world with the Industrial Revolution 300 years ago. We have been excellent as a leader in manufacturing technology. We should ensure that we maintain that position by investing in the areas of manufacturing and individuals and companies wanting to move in and grow with manufacturing.
Historically, manufacturing has been very important to the UK labour market. 30 years ago, 1 in 4 people were employed directly in manufacturing. Today it's now about 1 in 10. That's primarily due to increases in productivity. But I think it has to be recognised that manufacturing also supports a number of associated sectors, whether it's intellectual property, legal, financial, IT and so forth. So maintaining a very strong manufacturing sector also has benefits across other UK sectors in the economy.
A strong and vibrant manufacturing industry is critical to the UK. As we've seen recently with the financial crisis and recession, financial industries and services are very cyclical in nature. Manufacturing is long-term in its growth and sustainability, investing in capital assets and infrastructure. It's critical that the UK maintains the manufacturing sector in its economy.
We can always learn from other companies, other sectors, what's going on in terms of their manufacturing and new technologies. And we have to be mindful that there are always something that can be done from one industry that can be transferred to another. And we have to be cognizant and aware of what is going on in not only in our own manufacturing sector, but also others to make us more competitive in the future.
It's a very competitive environment out there. One of the key things that differentiates ourselves from our competition is our collaborative approach with our customer base. It's very much a case of going into these organisations, meeting with people at all levels and trying to identify and deliver a solution which meets the needs of everyone from the chief executive right down to the guys on the shop floor.
We can encourage greater growth within the manufacturing industry through encouraging a back to basics campaign. This would encourage students to look at employment within the engineering sector, which I think would benefit all, looking at things like innovative approaches and mainly on quality, which has been lost with a lot of manufacturing that has gone overseas. For the UK to compete on the international stage, the focus must always be on innovation and quality, two very good things that the UK are renowned for. This has been seen previously through a lot of manufacturing companies now are bringing their products to be produced back in the UK.
It's very important for this country to look at what's currently being utilised in different sectors. I think one of the things that we see is, say, take RFID, radio frequency identification technology, has been utilised very much in the US in the supply chain. What we've done is take that technology and mixed it in with our approach for cost saving on MRO spend.
Having worked in manufacturing all my working life, I fully recognise that manufacturing plays an incredibly important part in the UK and Irish economies. I do believe that we have to have a balanced economy, and of course we have an incredibly important financial sector, but I think as the recession in 2009 proved, we do need to have a balanced economy based between financial and manufacturing sectors in those markets.
At Arberg, we like to partner our customers in giving them the most technical solutions out there. It is through the support of the partner companies and the government that helps drive the industry forward.
Arberg has been manufacturing machines for over 50 years. And in the UK and Ireland we have many customers who we've dealt with for over 30, 35 years in some cases. And I do firmly believe that in that time we have managed to achieve the close working partnership that we always try to foster, a long working relationship with the customers through dialogue, through understanding their requirements, and through being able to bring application competence, a good portfolio of machinery, and the right technical solution for their needs going forward.
At ND Precision Products, we believe we can ensure a more sustainable manufacturing industry in the future by investing in our people, our products and our services. Apprenticeship schemes will actually ensure that we have the people to develop the processes. We look at latest technologies, we've brought a lot of capital equipment and looking at the latest capital equipment that's out there and providing different service to what's currently available to us. When we look at the marketplace itself, it's actually relying on the overseas service providers. We can bring that internally and we can provide that as a service. British manufacturing has a positive influence on the labour market. It's certainly looked at the growth stream for apprentices. In manufacturing, I think we have the predomination of apprentices. In engineering and precision engineering itself, that is certainly part of our growth strategy, to develop our people, to bring in young people to develop the processes.
Manufacturing is a generic description of a whole range of different production industries. UK manufacturing does not exist in a vacuum, and therefore an understanding of the global market now and in the future is crucial in the development of the right manufacturing strategies. The UK needs to develop strategy to develop workforce skills that are relevant to the business requirements of the UK economy now and in the future.
We need to inspire our next generation of manufacturers. At ND Precision Products, a quarter of our workforce is actually from the youngest generation. We've prided ourselves in the past that having service levels of approximately 30 years average service. We now actually brought that down to 12 years average service by bringing in younger guys. We have to make pathways to bring young people into industry to make ourselves competitive in the future, looking after the jobs in the future for the now.
ND Precision Products must continue to train young persons, as over the last 20 years this has been pretty much non-existent, not only with ND Precision but also with other manufacturing companies.
Benefits to me for being an apprentice at North Devon Precision is that I can earn as well as learn. I can go to college, get my qualifications and still earn money at the same time. At 20 years old I can't take time out to go full-time at college, so I need to still be earning, which gives me time to do both. We've got about 4 or 5 young apprentices working for the company at the moment. For me, the good points about it is it's a solid career. There's a scope to go into different areas of engineering through precision engineering. You can always work your way up. It's not a dead-end job where you're going to be on the same pay forever.
We play a very significant part in supplying machines to many universities, colleges around the UK and in Ireland, in order that the universities there can play a vital role in research and design. There's also a second and very much more important view with regards to customers themselves, that we supply and specify the correct technology to enable them to develop their products for the future, to either replace existing products or indeed bring new products to the marketplace, which obviously plays a very important part in the overall cycle of research, design, and all the way through to development and production. I firmly believe that apprenticeships are incredibly important to the manufacturing industry and to the plastics industry, particularly in our case. As somebody who did an apprenticeship many, many years ago, I do fully understand and appreciate that the skill set that is given to the individual during a structured apprenticeship scheme can give them a superb base or basis for the future, for future skills to be attained. In our particular case at Arberg, when we look to recruit an individual, say for instance for a service engineer position, it's a very key part of the CV that we look for, that somebody has undertaken an apprenticeship. It gives me and my team the confidence that the individual has got and attained a particular standard. And we do notice that within our customer base there are times when we provide training, as we do as part of the package, that on occasions we are, I think, compensating sometimes for the lack of available apprenticeships within British manufacturing. An additional important point is the involvement with a machine being placed, an Arberg machine being placed on the manufacturing stand at the Excel Centre, the World Skills exhibition, which is a global exhibition that takes place annually and promotes the very best of training and skills in manufacturing.
As an industry, we need to inspire the next generation of manufacturers by providing the skills and pride, respect for manufacturing, which has suffered in the last few years. We need to retain our pride of place as a country where our goods were shipped around the world and we're the best in the world.
Apprenticeships are very, very important to manufacturing. We find that today there is less availability of apprenticeships. Many years ago, when I was growing up, people aspired to go and get an apprenticeship. They saw it as a long career path leading into manufacturing or related sectors. In the UK, that doesn't seem to be happening as much as we would wish, and we know from some manufacturers that we work with overseas that they certainly do more to encourage their young people as they develop and get more exams under their belt, that they attract them into manufacturing sector.
You know, it's essential that we engage in more apprenticeships. We have a generation now that's very well versed in mobile technologies. Day to day, we have so much technology integrated into our lives, and especially the younger generation. So we must invest in that inherent knowledge that they already have and plug that into our manufacturing industries to benefit the whole economy. I think it's very important that we continue to look at what's the best of the emerging technologies and continue to review our processes. One of the things that we do tend to see is something that works now or something that worked 10 years ago isn't necessarily right for now. So we're constantly reviewing, constantly looking at what the world is doing as far as utilising the best of the technology and implementing to the current way things are being done. And how we continue to focus on how we use, you know, what's best. Just because it's new doesn't necessarily mean it's the best thing. But it's, again, constant reviewing, constantly looking at how things are being done and challenging every step of the way how we do our business and how we can be more profitable with existing methodologies and with looking to the future of how we can do things better.
I think the way to ensure a more sustainable manufacturing industry in the UK is to get back to basics and look at ways in which we can control our costs as manufacturers. The pressures on manufacturing organisations out of our control are immense. So, for example, issues such as, and unfortunate events such as the Japanese tsunami have had a dramatic impact outside of our control. What we need to be focusing on is what we can control within our manufacturing organisations in the UK, look at ways in which we can drive efficiency and drive out costs to ensure that we remain profitable and at the forefront of manufacturing technology worldwide.
Over the past few years, the introduction of research and development tax credits has been a great support to manufacturing, which in recent times has been extended to medium-sized companies, as has the support provided by the Manufacturing Advisory Committee. It is important that the profile of manufacturing remains at the top of the political agenda and regarded as an essential contributor to the UK economy now and into the future.
Our parent company in 2010 turned over €380 million, of which 7.4% was invested in research and design. I think that's a very key thing because clearly when we're talking to customers about their requirements going forward in the future, be it short or long term, one of the key areas that they look for is the very latest in technology to ensure that they can remain competitive. I think from my own perspective, one of the other points is training. And that is a very key part of the business with customers in mind, that we need to ensure that they're brought up with the latest techniques and information and processing ability. Many of the customers that I've spoken to have told me that in terms of buying new equipment, capital allowances are in some cases very or woefully inadequate, and that they would like to see a certain distinct improvement there to make them invest in new equipment, be it injection molding machines or other types of equipment. So I think that's one area that the government could certainly address. Another area I think is certainly in red tape. Many of our customers have commented to me that in the UK we have to endure a lot of red tape, whereas possibly the competitors that they're in competition with abroad in Europe don't necessarily have the same restrictions. So it's a little bit of a case of tying one arm behind their back.
Echte Industries is an injection moulding business providing innovative solutions for our customers across a wide range of mouldings. We mould engineering polymers, and in the moulding process we're able to add value by providing insert mouldings, also two-shot mouldings, and post-moulding we also provide other services such as printing, assembly and ultrasonic welding.
The government can do a lot more in terms of helping the manufacturing industry through allowing more innovative approaches and supporting that. Going down to patenting and the costs associated with that, this all sort of impacts, because one of the things that the UK economy wants to do, they want to sell more overseas. So more help with the costs of patenting will be very beneficial towards the manufacturing industry. As we know, the skills within the manufacturing sector are there for all to see, and this can only help with the exporting of more goods outside of the UK.
I mean, it's fair to say that a number of senior people, historically in recent years, have thought that there's been a serious decline in UK manufacturing. But equally, it has to be recognised that we are still maintaining a leading global position. We're currently sitting somewhere between 5th and 10th globally, and I'm sure we will continue to do well in the future.
We feel the government can do a lot more in supporting the manufacturing industry and to focus away from cyclical industries like finance. The government must look at investing in the industry through tax incentives, profitability incentives, and incentivising individuals and companies to get involved in the manufacturing sector.
The government can support the manufacturing industry a lot more positively by making things easier, especially for the SMEs. We have a very protracted process to look at things like attaining grants for business investment. We need ourselves to have quick impacts, quick changeovers. If we ask for a grant, then we need a quick process to be actually gain the grant so we can get a competitive advantage over our overseas competitors. At Echte Precision Products, our view on a terminal decline of the manufacturing industry is actually contrary to that. We're actually experiencing quite aggressive growth at the moment. We're certainly seeing a lot of the industry sector that we develop actually growing. A lot of the returns from China and the initiatives from the government to actually bring industry back to the UK, we're starting to see the benefits of that as a third-tier supplier.
Within the UK, we see a real emphasis on research and development in the manufacturing industry. I think the latest figures are about 70% of all research and development is done for the manufacturing within this country. And it is absolutely essential that we continue, again, to innovate, use the resources that this country's always been very traditionally strong in the engineering, in education, in the services that we provide. So we do have to always continue to keep that at the highest very high on the agenda.
Research and design is incredibly important for the future in manufacturing in the UK and Ireland and British manufacturing in general. There's two things that come to mind. The first one is that we supply and have supplied machines to colleges and universities throughout the length and breadth of the UK that are used then for research and design projects. The second point I think is equally important, that we are on a month-by-month basis supplying machinery, some of it very high-tech machinery, into customers to their specific requirements to enable them to push the boundary in terms of R&D or research and design for both existing products and for new products going forward. So it's a very big part of the business here.
ND Products is vitally important to our development as a company. As our customers continually strive for better quality products, quicker, more efficient products, we have to enhance the current technologies that are out there. We have to go to the educational seminars and find out what the latest things are doing to give us competitive advantage against the overseas competition.
It's absolutely essential that we innovate in manufacturing in the UK in areas that are emerging markets like technology, RFID, various new emerging technologies. So it is essential for us to be part of that worldwide revolution and push that forward with our years and years of expertise.
Innovation is vitally important to modern manufacturing. Without it, a company stands still. They're unable to develop new processes, new technologies, and find economies of scale in processes and the products they're developing. So without it, the company becomes stagnant and you're open to competition.
Providing incentives to companies to invest more in the UK in capital infrastructure. Providing incentives to companies to invest more in the UK in capital infrastructure and to create additional manufacturing activities is essential and will create new jobs. The UK must support more actual production or products in the country and strengthen the Made in the UK brand. The UK needs to build on this manufacturing heritage and promote the making of products in the country through a favourable investment environment, strong incentives for companies creating local jobs and innovative new manufacturing sectors.
I think we've seen over the last 10 years the manufacturing industry change quite a bit. When we look at the use of technologies rather than traditional systems of manufacture, the emphasis certainly seems to have shifted from the traditional technological based solution for manufacturing. We particularly see that in the sectors like automotive, where they are employing things like the latest technology, RFID, and saw that propagating out throughout their business.
I'm particularly confident about the prospects of manufacturing in the UK over the forthcoming years, and that's really driven from a change within the UK to emerging technologies, whether that be the wind farms, the alternative energy industries. We have a tremendous knowledge base within the UK, we have a tremendous knowledge base within academia and also manufacturing organisations. And also, I think, as the government continues its efforts to engage young people in engineering and manufacturing vocations, that all bodes well for the future of manufacturing in the UK.
Given the current position of the UK manufacturing sector and the fact that it's actually come through recession a number of times before, I think we have to look forward with confidence. But having said that, given the squeeze on public spending, the tightening of the belt throughout the economy, there are perhaps some alarm bells already beginning to sound, and the government as a whole has to make sure that they understand the links between public expenditure and the impacts of tightening that and the consequences for UK manufacturing.
We differentiate between objectives and vision. Our objectives are to be a profitable company, to be a caring, challenging and modern company for our employees, and to be cognizant of sustainability, environmental and community issues. We've based our success and growth as a company on continual review and dialogue with our customers, suppliers and partners. This is critical for any company to be at the forefront of innovation and delivering performance and value to their customer base, and we are proud to do that.
As a market leader in injection molding machines, we pride ourselves on being very innovative in terms of our technologies. Our manufacturing plant in Losberg has huge R&D resources, or research and design resources, to enable us to be able to keep pace with customers' requirements. And it's very obvious that customers have pushed us harder and harder for new technologies to bring to market to enable them to remain competitive. I think the other key area is the people, or are the people themselves in terms of training, which is a very key part of any business. And in that respect, with our own training school here, with training courses that we provide, it means that our customers can stay up with the latest trends, the latest technologies that are available to them, and that they can remain competitive in the market. Personally speaking, I'm very confident for the UK manufacturing industry going forward. We personally have worked with many of our customers and have noticed that they've had to change and adapt to meet the increasing demands of their customers, and in doing so have become stronger and more resilient to any future problems that may come along in a global economy. So from my perspective, I think the outlook short to medium term is very positive.
ND Precision's vision for the future is for us to expand our business into some of the sectors we haven't tapped into yet, and to grow internally, to develop our products and our people, to provide a quality service for our customers, and to get incremental 10% market growth.
Yeah, working for North Devon Precision has really opened my eyes to how many tiny parts there are in your life that you just take for granted. Things in the room, like a pen or parts to a camera or an electrical component, which when you look at them, you might think they're nothing, hardly any work's gone into them. When really, if you look down along the production line, when being in the industry, I've seen that actually a whole lot of work goes into these tiny parts that you just take for granted every day.